Hey everyone, how's it going today? My name is Eric. I really appreciate you stopping by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review as well as my first cook on the Members Mark 22.5-inch charcoal kettle grill. Members Mark is a brand of Sam's Club. So just a little background story. I've been looking to get some kind of grill where I can really sear a steak or a piece of meat for a few minutes at intense heat. I like to sous vide a lot of food. The only drawback is you need to get something to sear it really good. Now I have a charcoal cooker, the pit barrel cooker, which I absolutely love. The only drawback is it's very hard to get a super hot sear because the charcoal basket's on the bottom of the barrel, and even when you use the grate on top, it's so far away, it's really hard to get it some intense heat when you really want to sear it for 60 to 90 seconds. Now I went on their website and they do have these grill grates you can buy that I guess help amplify the heat, but those grill grates cost $60, and I thought, boy, that's kind of expensive. So the other day when I was in Sam's Club, I stumbled across this grill here, and it sells for $99, and I thought, you know what? For 40 bucks more, I can get another smoker barbecue that's going to be a lot more versatile than spending 60 bucks on some grill grates. So I did a little investigation. I found one review which was very helpful by a guy who has a channel called the Cooking with Jack Show, and he actually did a comparison of this particular Members Mark kettle grill versus the gold standard, which of course is the Kettle. And the one he did the comparison with is the Master Touch, which has pretty much all the features that this grill does. The big difference was this cost $99, the Weber grill cost $199. So the Weber, although it's got the brand name recognition, it's $100 more. After watching his video, and I'll leave a link below, he came to the conclusion that this one was actually a better deal. So that's why I went ahead and bought it. So today I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to show you what comes in the box. I'm going to be assembling it, and then I'll be cooking some steaks and a cheeseburger for my son tonight for dinner. So stick around. I'll show you step by step. Let's get cooking. So I took everything out of the box. I have it all laid out here before I get busy installing it. Everything looks like it's in good order. Nothing looks damaged. The thing I really like is this cast iron grate, which you do not get with the Weber. And to me, that's a pretty big deal. The cast iron is a much better quality. I like this crisscross design. It's going to make a nice design on a steak when you sear it. And then the other grates here. So let me get busy getting this put together. And I'll be back shortly, show you how it looks like when it's all assembled. Alright, all assembled, put together. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at this once it's all assembled. One thing that's really nice is it's got this built-in temperature gauge, which is also standard equipment on the Weber, the upgraded model, the 199 model. It's got a much nicer, in my opinion, dampener here. It's a little bit more heavy duty than that flat metal plate that you get with the Weber. But the one thing that really impressed me the most with this grill is this cast iron grate. This is really nice. It's heavy duty, it's thick. The one thing I don't like that the Weber is actually better, and let me just see if I can take this out real quick. Is that on the bottom? It's got these holes for the cleaning, but the Weber has these nice long blades that you move back and forth to help move the ash down into the collection container on the bottom. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated. I'm going to have to take a brush or something and brush it down through those holes. But you know what? I'll deal with it. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. So, one thing I heard, I know the Weber grills aren't, no seasoning is required, but I looked at the instructions for this one, and they do recommend seasoning it because they say there's some chemicals and stuff that are inside the kettle grill that we need to burn off first. Alright, so here's the inside of the grill. I removed all the grates. I'm just using regular canola oil. Excuse my voice, by the way. I'm just getting over a cold. The whole house has been sick for the last week or so. So we're just going to rub a good dose of oil on the inside here. Get it evenly coated. Now the weird thing is, being cast iron, and I'm familiar with cast iron. I love our cast iron pan that we have, frying pan. And if you're familiar with cast iron, you know that you're supposed to season those with the same type of treatment here, with some kind of oil, before you cook on it. So I thought initially I would have to season that grate, being that it's cast iron, but they said there's no seasoning necessary on the grate, just on the grill itself. So I'll take their word for it. They say just season the inside and of the kettle itself and the lid. So that's what I'll do. They do recommend obviously still putting in the cast iron grate while you season it. Maybe the heat ends up, maybe they already have it coated. So all you really need to do is bring it up to temperature. So that's about it, guys. You see this. I'm going to continue rubbing oil on this and also on the inside of the lid. And I'll be back in a second to show you when we add some charcoal and let this thing burn for a couple hours. Alright, I put a few charcoals on the bottom. I got a chimney starter here full of some nice ashed over coals. We're going to add these. I just wanted to make sure I had enough charcoal to let this thing go for 2-3 hours. So there we go. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to test the accuracy of the gauge, the temperature gauge on the lid. So I'm going to stick my sensor here, temperature probe. Whoops. Just like that. I'm going to try to stabilize this at 225 like it says. Alright, it's been around 10 minutes. I had to close the bottom vent around halfway in the top vent because it was getting close to 500 degrees. So I'm bringing it back down. The temperature gauge seems very accurate because this is saying 345 and you can see here that's what it's pretty much reading there. So I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I did move over. Originally this sensor was reading a lot hotter, but I had it over, kind of facing right over the coals, so I figured that's not a safe comparison. So I kind of put it off here and stuck it up a little bit away from the coals to get a more accurate temperature. Alright, the only drawback I see with this cast iron is it's not hinged, but I guess I could always buy one of the Weber hinged grates. Makes it very difficult to add charcoal. So I got this fireplace tool. It's got a little hook on it here. So I'm just kind of using that, and of course wear some good gloves. And I guess you don't have to remove it completely. Just like that. And then I'm going to add some more charcoal just to get this thing really cranky. And then this thing should be done with the seasoning. So that's it. I'll go ahead and let this sit like this for a while. We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to open up the vents all the way. You see here the holes. You're just going to need to have a brush or something just to kind of sweep. The Weber, if you're familiar, it's got this these blades that you use a lever that go back and forth that help you just kind of do what I'm doing right now. Get all that ash to fall through the holes, the vent holes, into the pan. So let me get this all sweeped out here, and then I'll show you how the pan is actually pretty nice. I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so here's the little vent thing that opens and closes the vents on the bottom, and then it's got a nice handle here, which I'll show you now with the dustpan. I hope I'll be able to get it off relatively easy. There's 3 slots. You kind of lift up, you turn up, and there you go. Alright guys, so one thing I did purchase separately that comes standard on the $200 Weber Kettle grill are these charcoal baskets, they call them. I think they're pretty cool, especially for something that I'm doing like tonight. Just a couple burgers and just trying to sear some steaks, and I'm sous vide. I don't really need to fill up the whole bottom of the grill with charcoal. It's kind of a waste. So I could put some charcoal in these in these baskets. Now the way I have it set up here is if you were cooking something with indirect heat, say a chicken or a pork shoulder, something like that where you don't want direct heat, you can have the heat on the sides, and you can put like some kind of drip pan and put the grill on top, and then put the whatever it is you're cooking right here in the center, so it'll still get a lot of heat. What I'm doing tonight with the steaks is I want it to have a much more hot searing type. So then in that case, we're just going to push these two together. I don't have these filled yet because I have some other charcoal in the chimney. I'm going to pour them on top and keep those on the bottom. So now I can focus that charcoal in one area. So when I put the grate, I can put the burgers right on top of the charcoal. They're going to be stacked higher. They're going to produce more heat. They're going to be closer to the grill to get that searing that I'm looking for. So it was $15 at the hardware store for these charcoal baskets. So I know they have some fancier ones that you can buy that are much more expensive. They have another one which I'd like to get. I think it's called the Searzall on the side, which actually got a little water separator too. But that's I think that's close to $80–90. But for what I'm doing right now, this is going to be perfect. So, alright guys, I just wanted you to take a look at this. I got 2 burgers here and 2 porterhouse steaks. Just wanted you to see them before I get them in the sous vide bath. I'm going to be cooking these for a couple hours at 135 degrees. I'll leave a link below for the video. I've done videos on sous vide burgers and sous vide steaks. But there they are. I'm going to season them with some salt and pepper, some garlic powder, onion powder. I'll get them in the bags in a sous vide bath, and we'll get them on that grill shortly. Alright guys, it's got dark real quick. Another big advantage of the Kettle grill is that you can move it relatively easy. So I got it kind of close to the house next to our front door light, so hopefully you can see. So I got a chimney full of hot coals here, and I'm going to try to evenly distribute them on both sides. Easier said than done. Just got to be slow and careful. Just get some over there. There we go. Alright, it's been around 10 minutes. It looks like it's 350 degrees. I'm just going to do the burgers right now. Alright, we'll give these guys a flip. It's definitely more hotter on the north end here. Oh yeah, nice. That's a thicker one anyway, so I think we're okay. Alright, here we go. Woo, perfect. Perfect burgers. Just do a quick hot sear. Boom. Alright guys, we'll come get the steaks on here in a second. Be right back. Alright guys, I put a little bit of asparagus on there. And we'll throw these steaks on. Woo! Get these grilled up. I'm not even going to put the lid on. I'm just going to do it like that. We'll be back in a second. Alright guys, here we go. Man, so far I have to say I am impressed, especially with these charcoal grates. I'm going to love this Kettle grill. You know, for a $100 price tag, Members Mark, man, I would definitely recommend it. This looks absolutely delicious. I'm going to definitely have fun using this grill to cook some stuff, both direct heat like this and also indirect heat for some longer stuff where I can throw some wood chips on there, smoke some foods. So I'll show you some photos at the end of the video here of my son's burger, my basic burger, and our steaks tonight. And as always, I really appreciate you watching my channel and all your support. Please check out my new website. Click the link above. It's ericssmokingbarbecue.com. It features all my cooking videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a like if you like what you see. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.